drinks began in the 1860s, and it began when people actually mixed wine with cocoa leaves, which cocoa leaves are what cocaine comes from, and that's how energy drinks were first produced. Everyone, like most of us, will usually go outside on a warm summer day and tend to get hot. And nowadays, most people, when they go back inside, they'll look for a cool drink to refresh themselves off and cool down. And usually, we'll pick an energy drink or some type of soft drink nowadays. So, the next time that you're out on a warm summer day and you come in to cool off, why don't you just choose a Dr. Enough? I've been drinking Dr. Enough for about 5 years now, and my father also helps transport and distribute Dr. Enough itself to its main distributors. So I will be informing you on how Dr. Enough has become a huge seller in most regions of the Southeast, but mainly here in East Tennessee. So I'll inform you on Dr. Enough by discussing the history of how it began to come to the market, the actual contents of the drink itself, where it's manufactured and mainly distributed, and how some people actually believed in its early years that it had some type of healing effects. So let me move to the first part, which is the history. So the drink was actually thought of by a guy named Bill Swartz, who was actually a Chicago chemist. And he thought of the idea of the drink because his coworkers would always complain about having a lack of energy when they worked, and then they would look for foods with vitamins to fill that need of lack of energy, but they could never seem to find anything in food or beverages. So Swartz experimented with the vitamin B family, and he soon formulated a carbonated drink that was vitamin fortified, and thus he named it Dr. Enough. Swartz placed an ad for the drink itself in the National Bottlers Gazette, and once he placed it there, this man here, who's known as Tri-City Beverages Charles Gordon, seen the ad and immediately met with Swartz to talk about a deal, and they became business partners from there on. On the eve of the release, Gordon actually had a lot of marketing campaigns. He put up a lot of posters that said, "The doctor is here," and then he put a lot of banners around Johnson City, which is actually the main first place that Dr. Enough was sold. And then he actually went as far to put bumper stickers on doctors' cars that said, "The doctor is here." In the first few months that it came to market, Dr. Enough was actually overpriced by 20 cents. Even though it was overpriced so much, it actually sold just as well as the next drink in the market at the time. So, and actually it sold so well that at first they had to ration the drinks. So Gordon actually commenced to say by that there just wasn't enough of the doctor to go around. So now I'll talk about history. Let me move on to the contents that make up the drink itself. It has 46 grams of sugars and 45 total carbohydrates. It has 220% of your daily thiamine intake and 80% niacin. It is also composed of carbonated water, 100% pure sugar cane, citric acid, natural and imitation flavors, potassium benzoate, caffeine, and potassium iodide. There's actually several different flavors of the drink. The first two are right here on the left, and the first one is just a regular Dr. Enough, and the second one is a Diet Dr. Enough. And those are lemon lime flavored. We'll move on to the next two, which are cherry flavored, and there's the regular herbal version, and then there's the diet herbal version there on the far right. So, talk about the flavors and the contents of the drink, and let me move on to where it's manufactured and distributed. This building on the screen right here is actually Tri-City Beverage. It's located in Johnson City, Tennessee, which isn't very far from here. And from there, it is bottled and manufactured and distributed to Northeast Tennessee, parts of Southwestern Virginia, and Western North Carolina. Even though it's not sold throughout the country, you can actually find it throughout the country through Cracker Barrels. They tend to buy it and sell it throughout the whole country. It's also bought and sold by another fast food place, or a fast food place referred to as Pal's. So even though it's not sold throughout the country, you can actually find it, let's say in California, if you're lucky enough to run on Cracker Barrel and stumble upon one there, you can actually purchase this Dr. Enough there. So now that I've talked about where it's manufactured and distributed, let me move on to how people thought they would have healing effects. Now I know some of you may think, what does this have to do with healing effects? That's because the drink actually has 2 herbs within it that help make up. And the first one I'll talk about is the one on the screen here, which is guarana. And guarana has caffeine, increases mental alertness, fights fatigue, and actually increases your stamina and physical endurance. The second one is ginseng, and it'll help fight fatigue, helps with concentration, boosts the immune system, increases resistance towards stress, and reduces the risk of cancer. So people thought that it had healing effects such as relief from hangovers, easing of stomach pain, and would help you just simply clear your mind. So I've informed you why Dr. Enough is a popular drink in the area, by the history of the drink, the ingredients of the drink, where it's manufactured and distributed, and how people thought that it had healing effects. I've informed you how Dr. Enough has become a huge seller here in East Tennessee. So the next time you go out on a hot summer day and come in, why don't you go ahead and pick yourself up a cold Dr. Enough.